Alright guys, so in this episode we're gonna focus on one thing, and I got it written on the board right there. Get it started. That's right. So in this episode we're gonna put everything back together and try to get this thing started. I've been working on this project for a year and a half now, and today's the moment we find out if my stuff that I welded, created, built, if it's gonna work or not. And so it's a big day. It's like the moment of truth after months and months and hours and all this. Anyway, you guys got the point. So I got this piece right here. I welded this last episode. This was my final piece that I needed before I could get this thing started. This is the cooling system that goes from the back to the front, and it gets in the way of everything, and I can't put everything back together until I have this welded and whatever. It's dry. I got it painted. I'm gonna start working on putting all this stuff back together. I got my fuel lines figured out. So basically, for the most part, I gotta put the pipe on, intake manifold, connect the injectors, connect the fuel lines, and put some oil in it, connect the oil cooler, connect the filters. So anything that has to do with the engine. I'm gonna hold off on the intake manifold, or I'm gonna hold off on the intercooler. I'm also gonna hold off on the water system because I gotta get the right hoses. And but for the most part, I just want to hear this thing run for a few seconds. So over here I got all my wiring. Sorry about the lighting. So I'm gonna ground everything. I'm not gonna wire anything yet, that like hardwire, because I'm gonna have to cut this harness. I want to get rid of a lot of it that I don't need. And then I got my steering wheel right here with the key. I'm planning to use this setup right here. So I'm gonna build some brackets, weld this thing in, redo my redo my drive shaft or steering shaft, whatever you call it. But for the most part, I gotta get this thing running today. I want beautiful 5 seconds by the end of the episode. 5 seconds of some hope or anything to hear it run. You know, like it's one of those things where you work on something so long that you reach the point where it's like, all right, this is all or nothing kind of thing. And yeah, so let's get this thing running. I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this moment for 6 years. I had the car for 6 years. The first 5 years I just looked at it and dreamed, and it's unbelievable. When I started the build, there was a lot of doubt, a lot of people were telling me don't do it. A lot of people are just like, why are you doing it? And the biggest part is the voices inside your own head that gets to you, because those are the ones you gotta silence off and just go with it, you know. And life's all about trial and error and just learning. And this whole episode series was everything just learning. So if something's not gonna work, I know that I can just go and rebuild it. uh, or just learn from it. I mean, that's all it is. So let's get this done. First thing first, I'm gonna connect all the stuff right there, and then connect the oil cooler, and yeah, let's have some fun. Alright guys, so I got the coolant line on, the fuel rail, the intake manifold, put new gaskets on pretty much everywhere. So now I gotta focus on getting this thing wired in, the intake manifold. Oh, I also gotta do the throttle cable. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue wiring it. Alright guys, so I got my oil filter on, my intercooler on, all the lines connected. Now it's time for some oil. I'm gonna go with Mobile One. Full synthetic, 530. Let's fill this thing up. Alright guys, so for the most part everything's on. I gotta start doing the wiring on this thing, and for now I'm not gonna try to hide anything. I'm just trying to start it. So I got my ECU right here, and then I'm gonna connect this to the main harness and then ground everything that needs to be grounded. This is the main harness I have where it goes to the battery, and so I'm gonna run this to the battery and then hook up the steering wheel and then try to start this thing. Alright guys, the moment of truth. Got battery hooked up right there. Got all my wiring hooked up, that stuff grounded, got my steering wheel hooked up, my dash, and I also, this is the original harness from the 944, which goes to the fuel pump, and I have this. I'm just gonna hook it up like that for now, just so I have fuel going. So this is it. This is the moment of truth. Will it start? So I'm gonna turn on the fuel pump, and I will crank it and see what happens. So stressful, but let's see this thing. We got smoke. Did you guys hear that? It ran. A whole 3 seconds. That was like 5 seconds. I watched the video. But this thing starts. I mean, my wiring is kind of a mess, but my main thing was I wanted to hear this engine run. That's all that's on the board, is just to get it started for a few seconds, and it did, and that is amazing. It's that moment of truth, like, will it do what it's supposed to do? And I mean, when I started this build, I have no idea how the engine worked. I was just like, no idea. But here, you guys heard it. You definitely didn't smell it, but the smoke filled the garage really quick. I don't have exhaust. That's why all the smoke is just coming out. Getting my engine bay dirty. But yeah, this thing runs, and oh my god, the feeling, just the emotion going through the body, just all the hard work, all the long days of staying up late trying to figure out something, redoing a lot of things, and just everything put together. And just to hear it run just for a few seconds, that's all I wanted. I mean, as long as it's a few seconds, it's just beautiful. Probably the most beautiful sound I heard in a long time. Especially if you guys ever work on something this intense. I've been working on this for 1.5 years, roughly, and I only dreamed of this moment to have it start with a key, and it finally happened. And you guys, whoever subscribed to this channel when I first started it, you guys watched the whole process, the whole build, every single thing I put into it. I mean, you guys didn't watch a lot of it behind the scenes, but just all the work that went into this, and then just hear it run, it's just that feeling of like accomplishment. And holy moly, I'm excited. Guys, so ran into another issue, and this is the issue right here. So basically it started for the 5 seconds that I wanted, and I should have probably wanted a little more than that, but it doesn't want to start anymore. I got no spark, no injectors, none of that stuff's going. And I think I know what it is, but that's gonna be a whole different episode. In the future, I got a lot of stuff coming up right now, and my uploads are not gonna be coming out as I would like them. I'm trying to catch up, and then I'm also have to get a new computer, so there's gonna be a gap in my uploads, but I'll try my best to keep an update on it. And so yeah, basically I got this thing running for a few seconds, and I ran into another issue, which is all my episodes, they're nothing but let's fix this, run into this, and which is, it's fine, it's a learning curve. Definitely getting somewhere, and also finding more issues. So for the meantime, that's it for this episode. I will come back later, probably in a few episodes, with an update of how we're gonna fix that. And yeah, like I already figured it out, I'm working on it, but it's also taking me time to edit, and then my computer, my editing computer is taking a crash due to all the footage, so I'm gonna have to get another computer, which means I'm gonna have to do some other jobs, which I'm also planning to film. And yeah, so basically, if you guys enjoy this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time. with another video of the 944 build. So have a great day and be safe.